The Johnson family had lived in their cozy suburban home for years, enjoying a peaceful and contented life. But one autumn evening, as they gathered in the living room for a movie night, they heard it, a soft, eerie rustling coming from above. It sounded like footsteps in the attic. Startled, Mark, the father, ventured upstairs to investigate. He checked the attic, finding nothing amiss. Convinced it was a simple case of squirrels or raccoons, he sealed any possible entry points and returned to his family, dismissing their unease. As days turned into weeks, the unsettling sounds persisted. The Johnsons heard whispers and muffled voices late at night, always coming from the attic. At times, it sounded like someone softly sobbing. Mark, a practical man, assured his wife, Lisa, and their two children, Emily and Jacob, that it was merely the wind or their imaginations playing tricks on them. But the voices grew louder, more distinct, and increasingly unsettling. The family's sleep became fragmented, and tension filled the once happy household. Objects began to move on their own. Furniture shifted during the night, footsteps echoed in empty hallways, and doors creaked open inexplicably. Emily and Jacob, once carefree children, became pale and withdrawn, their fear mirroring their parents' growing unease. Desperate to find an explanation, Mark consulted contractors, electricians, and even paranormal investigators, but no one could pinpoint the source of the strange occurrences. The family felt trapped, their once-beloved home transformed into a nightmare. As the weeks turned into months, the phenomena escalated. Shadows moved along the walls, and ghostly figures appeared in photographs. The family's dog, Max, would often bark wildly at the attic door, refusing to go near it. Mark's once skeptical nature began to waver as he witnessed these inexplicable events firsthand. In the darkest hours of the night, the whispers grew into mournful cries. Lisa, trembling with fear, suggested they leave the house, but Mark was determined to conquer whatever force had invaded their home. One fateful night, Mark ventured into the attic alone, armed with nothing but a flashlight. The air grew icy as he climbed the stairs, and the whispers grew deafening. He reached the attic, his heart pounding in his chest, and aimed his flashlight into the darkness. There, in the center of the attic, he saw them, shadowy figures, countless and tormented, their faces etched in pain. They reached out to him with spectral hands, their eyes pleading for release from their eternal suffering. Mark, overcome with fear, rushed out of the attic, slamming the door shut. The next morning, Mark, having barely slept, called a real estate agent. With heavy hearts, the Johnsons decided to leave their home, their sanctuary now tainted by an otherworldly presence. They moved into a new house, leaving behind the nightmare that had consumed their lives. As they drove away, they couldn't help but look back at their old home, its windows dark and foreboding. The Johnson family had escaped the horrors of the attic, but the memories of those haunting whispers and shadowy figures would stay with them forever. Their new home was filled with hope and the promise of a fresh start, but they would never forget the chilling lesson learned in their old house, that some terrors are best left undisturbed and some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved.